Hey, what is going on? I am back after a while, but yo, got a new PC, smoother editing, easier recording gameplay. It's gonna be fun. But I have an absolute rager of a story time with you. This one's so recent, it's still ongoing. That's how recent it is. I'm not gonna drag this intro out too long, so if you like this video, drop a sub, consider it at least, and leave a like if you do really enjoy the video. So, without any further ado, let's dive right on into this story. So, I'm going to give a little bit of a rehash and background of this situation. Close to the end of last year, we had some neighbors that moved in and they seemed kind of off. Nice at the start, but just a little off. Now, we were really nice to them when they came in. You know, me and my wife realized that the woman of the two had moved in there, but there was like another guy living there as well. Well, just there's something about the woman, man, just seemed a little extra unhinged. Well, I'm going to jump around a little bit in this story because there's just a lot of things that kind of started connecting at different points. The best way to describe these people, they're just complete degenerate trash. Not like ironic, funny, degenerate trash like I kind of am. It just all started falling into place when they got this little puppy, right? And they just kind of let it run outside with absolutely zero supervision. Like the type of people just leave their door open and like we're like in a residential area, you know. And I'm going to go ahead and probably tag a couple of other videos that's going to supplement this one because I'm kind of restating a lot of stuff from some previous videos. So if you want the full-fledged detail, you can go back and check these out. And just to kind of recap on the whole like their little puppy situation that they just kind of like neglect. There was maybe this had to have been 2 months ago from now, but you know me and the wife are feeling hungry. It's kind of later in the night, like 9 o'clock. We're like, yo, let's get some Wingstop, right? It's still open, let's get it. So we put in the food, we're just gonna go pick it up. So we leave our place, but as we're about to get in the car, we notice something. The neighbors downstairs, like their front door is just wide open, but all the lights are out, right? Like it's like 9 o'clock. These people kind of turn in early anyway, so I'm like, what is this? We don't know if like maybe they just bailed on the apartment. Like when you kind of get a whiff of these people, just like a visual, like an ocular pat down, you kind of just get the vibe that they just kind of have a little, crackhead energy or something like that. So I'm like, well, dude, did these guys just like, just ditch their place and bail or something like that? Like, what's going on? So we're like, yeah, me and the wife are like, whatever, let's just go pick up our food, whatever. So while we're coming back to our place, we get out of the car. The door's still wide open, lights off. Like all lights are off. It just looks weird. Like if you were gonna kick your door open or something like that, you'd look like you were at least there, right? But I'm just like, whatever, dude. So I get out of the car and I've got like the bag of food, right? And as I get out, dude, that little puppy, dude, this puppy's got to be like 2, 3 months old at most. Man, it just storms out of the door. I don't. I'm see. I talked to my grandma about this. She was like, "They're probably not feeding it. That's probably why it smelled that food and sprinted out there." And I was like, "Dude, you're probably right, man." And well, the dog runs out, and bro, it's like I just can't. We can't just like leave this fucking dog out here. Like this poor animal. So my wife goes up. It just picks up the dog and like walks up to their front door, and it's like wide open, man, like all the way swung ajar. And she hollers in there, "Yo, hey, your puppy's outside. Anybody here? Like, I'm gonna put him in here." And just crickets. So she sets the puppy inside, closes the door, and we go up and eat our food. After we finish, my wife's like, she's like, I gotta find out, like, if they just bailed on their apartment and they just left this dog here. Like, she's like, I'm gonna go talk to the neighbor, like one of the neighbors that's beside them, and just see like if they've noticed anything or something like that. So she walks down and knocks on the neighbor's door, and like she said, she was like, they might be asleep, so I'm just gonna give one knock, and if they don't answer, I'm just gonna, leave them alone. Keep in mind, this is a different neighbor, right? Not the sketch balls. So the other person doesn't answer, so my wife just starts heading back to our apartment. As she's walking over, back to our apartment, the guy's out there, and she's like, "Hey, your door was like wide open and the lights were off. Like, I don't know if you just, I don't know, like it was just kind of weird. Your dog ran outside, and I tossed him in there, or set him inside and closed the door. And he was like, did you say anything?" And my wife's like, "Yeah, I like hollered like, hey, your dog, it's outside. Like I didn't hear anything from you guys or anything." And this sketchball is just like, "Well, I think people are just breaking into our place a bunch." I'm like, dude, okay. So, we just leave it at that, right? We're like, okay, these people are just doing sketchy shit because the people that they have that come over just, bro, they look like they're out of an apocalyptic like zombie movie, Mad Max shit. They just look rough, dude. So that was like the first big red flag, right? Like at least to us. The sketch meter has escalated. We're like at an orange now, like, or something like that, because we've just seen just the weird behavior with her, man. Like the not it's like they're both just like a, I don't know if you want to call it power couple. I'll just say that they definitely deserve each other. She's just really unhinged. She just does not know how to talk to people. She like screams at everyone. It's like, the bus driver from the old South Parks, like that's like how she engages with people. Like it's just like her talking voice. But this part of the story, this is what really started escalating things. Everything would have been cool. We'd just be like, hey, we got some tweaker neighbors. They're fucking weird. It is what it is. Well, my wife planted some flowers outside of our place about 3 or 4 years ago. They're the type of flowers that just blossom up on their own in the spring, and there's not really anything you gotta do to like keep them going. They're like tulips, crocus. I don't know. My non-smokable flowers are a little limited knowledge there. So, well, right before they had blossom, my wife told me like, "Hey, I think some of my flowers are missing." And they're in the neighbor's garden now. And I was like, oh, well, maybe they just didn't know they were someone else's because they're off to the side. But, I mean, they were planted like someone put them there, right? That's right. I gave that Methany no-fly list the benefit of the doubt for at least the 10th fucking time. I know, shame on me for thinking the best of people because holy fuck. I did not think that this was going to set off a neighborly feud that I've never experienced before. So my wife went down to ask him, if she could just have a chat about it because actually later I had found out he had said to my wife that he was going to steal them to her face because she was outside talking to the old neighbor lady. So once she realized how much, like, she took like $40 worth of flowers. So once she really figured out what was going on, she came back like, hey man, like, can I talk to y'all about this? Get it, talk to her at least, because he kept saying like, oh, she was the one that dug him up. They're supposed to be married, but I don't know, man. They just act so weird for a partnership, if that makes sense. So the guy, Crack Rock, he gets mad at my wife for saying anything, and he's like, she's not even here. Methany's not even here. She's on gel on the weekends. And see, dude, this is class act, dude. Class act. Tweak or trait, you're just telling on yourselves. It's like, dude, like what? And a couple of things to unpack here. One, this dude is allegedly married to this woman who's actually the person renting the place, or I mean, she like lives there like on a housing thing, like a program or some shit. And the guy just acts like his alleged wife is just like some random person or like even a roommate, if that. And dude, too, man. There are so many confirmations that these people are just total sketchballs and they're just accustomed to going to jail on the reg. But that's the thing about these people though, because the guy in there is a shithead, but Methany dude is absolutely unhinged. She's actually threatened to fight like 70% of the neighbors around our place. And hey, we're just getting started here. Because when my wife got back at the end of the day to talk to this woman after she apparently got back from weekend jail, my wife goes to have a word with her about it and be like, hey, like, what's going on? So off the rip, this woman's already trying to make my wife sound crazy, like she doesn't know what she's talking about. So she works something out. She's like, well, I'm going to wake up in the morning and replant my flowers back, man, because this is kind of ridiculous, And hey, oh, my bad, sorry. I didn't know they were yours. Would have totally been cool, dude. But now my wife, she's got some work she's got to do already super early in the morning. But now she has to wake up like an extra hour early to get it, like, to replant these flowers. And, these fucking people don't do shit. So they have no concept of, like, time and having to work on shit. Like, they just don't fucking know that shit. They just dig shit out of the trash and just, just fucking it. I don't know, man. I'm losing my words here because I'm just blown away just how oblivious these fuckers are. So my wife wakes up super early, goes back, starts replanting her flowers, and then Methany's just out there shit talking and antagonizing her the whole time. Keep in mind, this is a good note for later. Anytime I'm in the picture, I'm present, I'm out there, she doesn't say anything. They're meek. They stay the fuck away because I'm like a pretty big guy. I work out, and honestly, dude, I'm the silent but like carry a big stick type. I don't want to get involved unless I see something that's my gut's like, yo, say something. So the wife replants the flowers. She goes off to go handle the work she's got to do for the day. And when she comes back, dude, this psycho bitch has gone back and redug up her flowers and planted them back in their fucking garden. Dude, I'm like not making this up. And so when she gets back and notices this, she goes up to Methany because she's just outside, just wandering around. She's like, "Hey man, like, why did you dig up these my flowers again?" And dude, Methany, this is where a fucking line was crossed. That was you're just issuing war. Like you're just like, this is the stuff that makes me, I gotta say something or I gotta do something. And anytime I see something after this point, Methany gets right up in her face, like three inches away. She's like, I could smell like her meth and cigarette breath, dude. And she's like, and then after this dumb bitch walks in front of my wife's face, she says, "Get out of my face." Like just some trash, bro. So she's like breathing her fucking meth breath at my wife, and then she flicks her ashes on her, and then like walks off. So I've been working on shit all day this day, and I haven't even, keep in mind, I've not even seen my wife. She's just got out of her car, realized what the fuck's going on with this idiot, and then has that interaction. So I'm like sitting here doing my shit. So when I come in, she's just like tells me, essentially what I just said, and I'm like, oh hell no. Now that day we had gotten some cameras. Like we had ordered some. We're like, dude, we gotta keep it out here. Like, dude, the amount of sketchy fucking people that have started spawning in our parking lot to just go in and out of their place, dude, it's noteworthy. It's like my caution's raised up. Like, so we got our cameras already, and sadly we didn't get that interaction on camera, but we go out there and I'm like, I'm gonna go out there and sit with you because they're not gonna say anything if I'm there. So I'm sitting outside on the porch, and while she like starts setting up the cameras, and I'm helping her do that as well. And I mean, within 2 seconds, there's like 5 crackheads on bicycles that they've stolen, just cycling through back. Dude, it's really a strange scene because the area is not really that bad, but they're all just fucking swarming. It's like, dude, they're like a nest, man. At this point, I'm sitting on the stairs like, I wish you would do something. Like, I'm fired up. But, of course, we're just ghosting them when I'm outside with my wife. But we set them up. We see another, like, the swarm of homeless crackheads just, like, fucking fiending in our parking lot. All's well for the rest of the night. We just go inside, and it's chill until the next day. And to be honest, on the next day, I was just trying to put all this bullshit behind, like just all the annoying stuff, all the weird shit. Like, I was just trying to put it, just put it behind me, move on, whatever. So on that next day, I'm trying to have a good productive day. I wake up early, get some work done on the desktop for a few hours, and I'm like, man, let me get a little workout in. Like, my PC just arrived, like, it's a little nice outside. It wasn't like amazing, but it's like a good workout weather, a little breeze, So I'm like, yeah, let me go outside and toss some of these kettlebells around, maybe get some push-up calisthenics in for maybe like 20 minutes, and I'll come back in, get the PC roaring, So I grab my water, get the kettlebells, and bring them out near to my car, like right beside my car where I'm going to work out. I pop in my earbuds, and I'm about to throw on some band I've been listening to, Peeling Flesh, the brutal fucking slam. I noticed that Methany and Crack Rock's dog is running around my feet. And of course, when I look back, it's because they just leave their fucking door open, dude. This is a little puppy, dude. They leave it unattended. It's just gonna run out, dude. Like, come on. So I don't want to touch their dog. I'm like, hey, yo, dog's outside. I'm yelling inside, like from outside to kind of at their apartment. And then eventually the old man comes outside just cussing the dog. Like, he's saying, this little motherfucker always getting out being a little piece of shit. So I tell him, I'm like, well, man, that's like a 2-month-year-old puppy. You might want to be a little more responsible. Just keep that door closed, or, just put him somewhere if you're going to have your door open so he doesn't run out on you. And, dude, we're in like a resident. There's like streets. The dog could also just very well get ran over. This old fucking crack rock of a man walks up to this dog and aggressively, and I'm talking about snatches him down, like grinding him into the pavement. And of course, the dog starts screaming bloody murder, yelping its head off. Man, that was it. After that happened, I'm like, hey man, you ain't gotta handle him like that. And he just like yells back at me, shut the hell up, it's my fucking dog. Bro, I slammed my door to my car because I was like getting something out of there at the time. And I was like, what the fuck are you gonna do to make me, bitch? And I walk up to him and I'm towering over this guy. I take shits bigger than this dude. And the thing is, he's like a 6-year-old meth head, dude. This is like ridiculous. I'm tired of your fucking methany coming up and threatening my wife, ashing on her, breathing meth breath on her. I'm done, dude. And like all that shit, it just kind of started coming out there. So when I got in his face, he's like, I got something for you. And he goes inside like he's gonna get a gun. And I know he had one because after the fact, I yelled up at my wife like, yo, call the cops. This idiot's saying he's like threatening he's gonna shoot me or something. And after we already called him, the older neighbor, she comes out and she's like, oh, he has a gun, be careful. And I'm like, bitch, we all got guns, motherfucker. What are you talking about? I was like, I know he's a felon, dude. Like, this will come up later. I'll tell you how I know he's a felon. I was like, what is he gonna do, shoot me on camera and go to the jail for the rest of his fucking miserable life, dude? Come on. So when the cops are on their way, dude, I am just chatting shit, bro. I can't help myself. The dam that was holding back all the bullshit they've been doing since they moved in, dude. I'm just chatting shit on my porch, dude. Right next to him, and Bethany is like, "Yeah, we'll see about that." And I'm like, "Bitch, you're so fucking stupid." And of course, when the cops come, she runs inside and hides. Which, I mean, she's already going to jail on the weekends. I couldn't imagine she wants this heat. And lo and be fucking hold, when the cops get there, the guy walks out and his dog is on a leash. What? Shit, this is the first time I had ever seen this dog on a leash. Because, he's got to try and save appearances as much as he can, before I show the cops the video of the dog fucking screaming at the top of its lungs. And dude, keep in mind, I have heard him scream and yell at this dog from his apartment sometime, and the dog just yelping and crying, man. And dude, I'm just done with the crack slug, both of the idiots. So we get the report and everything filed, and dude, we just got to get a paper trail going, just so we just can't get these guys out. We actually know our landlord somewhere, like a little bit of a family friend, and he's just like, yo, they've got this we can't kick them out till we're just not gonna renew their lease because we've heard some other issues with them and stuff, and it's just no bueno. So after the whole ordeal, I'm just exhausted, dude. I didn't even get time to set up my new PC all the way, until the end of the night, really. And, I told the wife, I'm like, yo, let's go get some food. I need a little margarita to distract myself from this BS, dude. And, we're hanging out, eating our food. And I just start looking these people up online from my phone. Like, immediately, I found out that the guy that threatened to shoot me got arrested from a high-speed chase through like 3 counties in my state, then totaled a police car, dude. I can't imagine you don't get at least a felony charge from that, dude. There's no way. And then we look up Methany. We see she had just been arrested for getting pulled over with meth, then trying to show the cop like 10 different social security numbers that she dug out of the trash or stole from someone. Because, if you're trying to be discreet, if you're doing some sketchy ass shit, and the first thing you want to do is rattle off like a dozen different social security numbers that are not yours, right? And hey, after everything was said and done, it's been so much more peaceful. They're terrified of fucking with anybody now they know just everyone kind of fucking hates them. They've left all the other neighbors alone as well. The older lady, they were harassing her for money and rides, she's like even telling me, oh, so much more relaxing now. And another thing that, has really chapped my cheeks, man. Harassing this 70-year-old woman for rides and money constantly, like, dude, some people just take advantage of others that are genuinely nice. And dude, that just pisses me off to like no other end, because you know what? The world needs some nice people, bro. And someone, has to say something to some tweakers just fucking with them, so these people that are nice can live their life in peace, man. Come on. And I only had found this out, because the neighbor told me about it. I went up to her after the whole ordeal and apologized. I saw her sitting out there. I'm like, I'm sorry about mouthing off and not even trying to just minimize the scene. I just had to let a lot go there. And she just dismissed me saying anything. She just agreed with me. And she's like, yo, you did everything right. And she like thanked me like for doing something. Now they just, stay inside all day. No more swarms of tweakers on stolen bikes anymore. And hey, dude, I absolutely hate calling the police. But bro, after he was ready to shoot someone because I was not okay that he's just physically abusing his dog right in front of me, just showed like how true scum shit these people are. But yo, we got the new PC in and running. I've been enjoying an amazing gaming experience, amidst all the bullshit with Cyberpunk, Helldivers 2, Tarkov. Oh man, it's been nice. Full gaming experience, maxed out. Like, I ain't in 1440p yet because, hey, I ain't got a 1440p monitor, 2K monitor. I'm enjoying the 1080 experience as for what it is. Speaking volumes. And also, editing videos on an i9, is almost life changing compared to an i7 from like 2013 now. But if you enjoyed this ride of a story, consider dropping a like, drop a sub. But until next time, remember to take it easy, gamers.